Hey, what's up guys? It's Tips and I'm back with another video today, this time talking about community events and the future of Classic WoW. So, in case a lot of you guys here on YouTube didn't know, a couple of days ago I held a huge Classic WoW dueling tournament that was broadcasted live on Twitch. Hopefully the VOD will come to YouTube as well in the next couple of days. It's like a 5-hour VOD, so I got to go back and edit it a little bit. But I held this pretty big dueling event that generated close to 180,000 concurrent viewers at its peak. So it was pretty big. In fact, actually, it might have been one of the biggest events in World of Warcraft history, I was told, second only to the world first races that have been happening recently. So, absolutely insane. Did not expect it to get that big at all. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And that's what spurred the idea of this video today, is the concept of community events in Classic WoW, how that's going to affect the gameplay itself, and what that means for the future of Classic as well as other MMORPGs. So, let's take it back from the beginning, and I'll give you guys some context behind this dueling event that was held. So, about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, during BlizzCon 2018, I had the idea of hosting a dueling event during the Classic World of Warcraft demo, which, as you guys know, only capped out at level 19. At the time, I basically just put together this event, invited a bunch of people. Some of them were friends, some of them were just people that I just met in game very recently. And we put on this event, and, you know, thanks to a very fortunate support from Asmongold as well as a lot of other streamers, that event ended up doing remarkably well. I think we peaked at somewhere around 15,000 concurrent viewers, and I believe the finals was watched by at least 10,000 viewers worldwide, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was amazing. I never casted anything on that scale. I'm still really new to casting in general. But it was absolutely remarkable to see that kind of support come out for a game that wasn't even in its beta. It was a freaking demo. And from that point onwards, I really had this kind of hunger to put on a lot more community events in the future for Classic WoW, because they're always just so damn fun. You know, seeing everybody line up to watch these duels, you know, hundreds of people together playing the game in one location, no sharding, no phasing. That's what this game is really all about to me, and that's something that only the MMORPG genre can really provide. So ever since that day, I've kind of been planning to host a series of not just dueling tournaments, but other community events down the line as well. And the first of those was just hosted a couple of days ago, being the Classic Cup 2.0, which was the dueling tournament that I put on for the Horde side on the Classic Beta. I did obviously no promotion for the event. This might be the first time a lot of you guys on YouTube are even hearing about it, because I didn't make a video on it. And I didn't really talk about it too much, albeit except for a tweet that I put out moments before the event started, a YouTube post that I put out moments before the event started, and a Discord message that I put out just a few moments before the event started. So overall, I really did not promote the event that much, excuse me, and that was largely intended. I was curious, you know, how the reception would be to something like this that was very marginally promoted, and the reception obviously blew my mind. Over 180,000 concurrent people at its peak. My stream peaked at like 27,000 people, which was absolutely insane. That was the biggest stream I've ever had personally, so it was so remarkable and so cool to see that. But all of the other streamers that participated in the event also had phenomenal streams too, and that was really cool to see that everybody involved, everybody involved got something out of it, which is obviously a really great thing. And obviously the community showing up just made it 100 times better. We had some griefers, we had some trolls, but at the end of the day, it was the first time I've really seen this many Alliance and Horde stand shoulder to shoulder, side by side, in peace and prosperity, not interrupting each other's events. That in and of itself was something that just blew my mind and was so heartwarming and so cool to see. And hopefully we as Horde can kind of reciprocate that in the Alliance tournament that I think is coming up in the next week or so as well. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, overall, the tournament wasn't really planned as thoroughly as it should have been. And again, a lot of that was intentional. And after the success of the event, that's what really got me thinking about this video. So we've only had a very small sample size of events that have been hosted so far. As I said, I hosted my dueling tournament during the demo at BlizzCon. Stay Safe hosted his tournament shortly afterwards, and then I've hosted this duel tournament once again here during the Classic Beta. But all three of those tournaments have been really, really awesome and have done surprisingly well on Twitch, on YouTube, and just overall, I think they've been really fun events to watch for the community as a whole. And I think this is just the beginning. And that is really the crux of this video. I want to talk about community events in Classic WoW specifically, as well as the future of World of Warcraft and the MMO genre entirely. World of Warcraft is a quote-unquote finite game. I mean, it's probably the most infinite you can be in terms of genres. MMORPGs, generally speaking, are a lot more infinite in the sense that the content is usually a lot more prolonged, and at the same time, they're games that sell themselves as a world where you can do anything. You can be a blacksmith, you can be a miner, you can be a warrior, you can be a wizard, you can be whatever you want to be and create your own adventures within the game. That's really the crux of what the genre is all about, and as a result, it's marketed as a very infinite platform. Unfortunately, from a gameplay perspective, that's technically speaking not true. There is a finite amount of content. There are only 7 raids in vanilla World of Warcraft, for example. There are only like 15-ish dungeons. There's only 60 levels. There's only 9 classes. There's only, 8 races, and so on and so forth. There are only so many ways you can play the game from a gameplay perspective before it becomes completely exhausted. However, due to the nature of the game, due to the ability for thousands of people to play simultaneously in a specific world map at the same time, the potential for events, the potential for spontaneous emergent gameplay is truly infinite and is truly unlimited, and that is what we're seeing with these community events. Bottom line, Classic WoW 2 years from now probably will be at the next Rammus patch, and presumably the game will be over. But I can promise you this, based on what we've seen from these community events thus far, the game will be far from dead. Because just like we hosted these dueling tournaments, you're going to see a lot more different community events emerge over the next couple of weeks during the beta, as well as the next couple of months and years to come after Classic launch. Community events are infinite gameplay. It's always fun participating in mass-scale events, cross-faction, faction-specific, dueling tournaments, speed runs for raids, just world PvP battles, Gurubashi arenas, 2v2s, 3v3s, whatever kind of tournament, a fishing tournament for all I know, whatever kind of tournament or whatever kind of event you want to set up, RP events, all of that's possible in a world that is persistent and a world that is able to house thousands of people online simultaneously. And that is one of the most unique parts of Classic WoW. Unfortunately, in modern World of Warcraft, these type of events aren't quite as possible on this scale because of mechanisms like sharding, because of mechanisms like phasing, because of just the way the entire world is shaped with flying mounts and stuff like that. It's very it's very difficult for those events to be pulled off in the same kind of controlled way that they're able to be pulled off in Classic. And that's something that unfortunately it's not just lacking in retail WoW, it's lacking in the entire MMORPG genre as a whole. All of these new MMOs that have been coming out, most of them have been using some kind of phasing technology or sharding technology or implementing some kind of fast travel system or waypoint system. And as a result, a lot of these games are missing out on this potential for massive community-based content. The MMORPG genre is built on the fact that players together would come and host grand experiences, whether they be tournaments or RP events or whatever. The whole idea of the MMORPG genre is to bring massive amounts of people together on one world and see what situations arise from these interplayer communications. And it's been great seeing that on the Classic WoW beta, and it's been great participating in those and hosting those, and hopefully I'll be hosting a lot more tournaments and events and stuff like that moving forward as well. Twitch is a very interesting platform. It's definitely shaped the entire gaming industry. It seems like games these days are completely fueled by the idea of whether or not the game is viewable to a large audience and how friendly it is to the Twitch platform. It's funny to see game after game, time after time, fail over and over, trying to mold its gameplay around this new phenomenon, whereas a game that's 15 years old had the formula right without even knowing it. And that is what Classic WoW is. Classic WoW is a very fun game to play. The gameplay is phenomenal. The progression systems are great. But at the end of the day, it is also a world. It is also its own private soap opera where events, conflict, trials, tribulations between hundreds and thousands of people can occur simultaneously with really very little boundaries. And that is why we're seeing so many successful community events come out of it. And I predict that is why we will see so many more successful events going into the future. And it's why we'll see Classic WoW in the top few games on Twitch here, now, and always, in my opinion. And to take this a little bit more meta, I think a lot of games could really follow suit here. There are a lot of games right now, a lot of MMORPGs that are currently in development. Games like Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, games like Crowfall, Chronicles of Illyria. You've got games like Ashes of Creation. You've got games, you know, older games that have been out for a couple of years but are re-entering the market free to play, like Albion Online. A lot of these different games and MMORPGs are in development or are re-releasing in the next couple of years. I think those games should really take a look at the social ecosystem that Classic WoW creates and understand what makes a community MMO what it is. It's not sharding, it's not phasing, it's not gameplay mechanics. It's the ability to house thousands of people under one roof and give those people the tools to create unique experiences within the game that don't necessarily rely on raid bosses or, you know, levels and stuff like that. The duel tournament was situated at level 30. We're going to do another one at level 40. We're going to do another one at level 50, at level 60. Doesn't matter what level it is, so long as you have the people, the community, the soul of the server working together, you can create truly incredible and truly unique events. And looking forward to doing more of that in Classic, and hopefully the entire genre follows suit as well and takes note of what's happening in this Classic era. This is a phenomenon, guys. I've never seen anything like this before. Like, I've never seen anything, a 15-year-old game coming out of the woodwork and just totally decimating every other game in its genre, including its own 15-year new version. Like, this is absolutely mind-blowing, completely unprecedented in the industry. And yeah, it's very, very cool to see that there is room for these types of kind of more old school games in the modern era. But I don't want to ramble too much, guys, today. I just thought I'd make that video talking about the tournament and the future of community events. We are going to be hosting a lot more events in the future. As I said, I will be hosting a level 40 dueling tournament for the Horde side as well. This time we'll be announcing it and promoting it, though. It's hopefully going to be very, very massive. Hope you guys enjoyed a lot. But I'll be releasing details on that tournament hopefully in the next week or so. Also, a big shout out to the Alliance tournament that's coming up in the next couple of days, I think. Asmongold's going to be announcing it. He may have already announced it by the time this video is released, but the Alliance are going to host their own tournament as well. And I just want to say a big thank you and a big shout out to all the people who participated in my tournament in the Classic Cup. Shout out to Venruki for winning the whole thing. Played absolutely out of his mind. Shout out to Snuts coming in second, Sidu coming in third. They all did a phenomenal job. Shout out to everybody else who participated. Peo, Soda Poppin', Guzu, Zulace, everybody else, Clack, who played phenomenally as well, Savix, everybody, the whole gang who participated, Bobka. Thank you guys so much. It was a phenomenal event, and I wish you guys all the best on your respective streams moving forward, and I hope to see you guys in the next tournament as well. But yeah, guys, a little bit of a shorter video today. I don't know if like 14, 15 minutes is considered short, but I've got a lot of other content that I finally want to release to you guys. As you guys know, I had been moving. The move is done, completed now, everything's situated. At the same time, I was hosting the tournament, so I got a little bit backed up, and I've been dealing with the I don't want to say fallout, but just the aftermath of the tournament right now. You know, a lot of people asking, you know, to help out with the second one. So I've been organizing that, but I do want to get back to my YouTube content, man. Believe me, I need this creative outlet more than anyone, and I'm very excited to be releasing some videos here very shortly. The next two videos that I do need to release right away, though, guys, are number one, the tournament VOD, and number two, the deep dive that I did with Scarm. That's been way behind schedule. I'm going to be uploading that very, very soon. So yeah, hopefully looking forward to releasing those and then releasing more of my typical kind of, you know, curated and produced content that I hope you guys enjoy. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. This was kind of, reflecting on the tournament. At the same time, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on the future content and kind of check in with you guys. But yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video. And as always, tips out, baby. Take care.